MVP today, down with her. Looks like Greg Langermeyer for the Buckeyes.
Great, congratulations, huge upset over Virginia. You guys were able to hold them just to 1 goal going into half. What were those keys to success for having you guys win today?
Yeah, I mean, it was a team effort.
Like you said, that team effort. Everyone's talking about the guys, that are scoring all those points, but it really does stem back to guys like Cullen, Bobby, who are causing those turnovers, getting the ground ball. What does it say about the culture of your team?
Yeah, I mean, those guys, it starts with them.
And then one last question for you. You guys had a full week to prepare for this game, another full week going into the Bryant game. What are those next steps to prepare?
Yeah, no, we're going to definitely enjoy the feeling right now.
Coach, Virginia typically has a really incredible, just skilled offense. Guys like Ryan and Truitt are able to generate at least 5 points a game usually. What has your defense been able to do to hold them just to 1 goal in this half?
Yeah, we're playing with 7, man. We're doing us. We're not.
And then after that last Air Force game, you said you really wanted to work on the offensive efficiency. Are you pleased with the ball movement so far? What improvements do you want to see in this next half?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we got a couple good looks in the second quarter.
Thanks. Right before this game, I was talking with Bear and connected about just how small this lacrosse community is. Charlie Hayes, the head coach for Detroit Mercy, also plays in the PLL for the Philadelphia Water Dogs. He's returning for his 4th season this year with the team and is coached by Denver legend Bill Tierney and assisted by Dylan Sheridan, who coaches at Western Reserve Academy. Dylan was the high school coach of Titan Zach Snyder and Buckeye Blake Island, who have both scored goals today. It's an exciting reunion and competition for both these boys, and again just shows how connected this game is. Back to you guys. Thanks, guys. Around this time last year, Buckeye starting goalie Henry Blake went down after just opening their season with a victory over Utah, allowing freshman Caleb Viok to make his debut with a win against Cleveland State. After just 1 regular season game, the media's favorite Big Tasty had all the eyes on him. This year, it seems like the decision is still between the coaches of who the starting goalie is. Last Saturday against Utah, both goalies split almost equal time, and today we see Viok between the pipes with 1 save so far. Back to you guys. Garrett, after last Saturday's game, what was the mindset like going into today, and how did it feel to come out with that victory?
It felt great. It's always good to get the first one of the season.
And then so far into your season, 6 goals, 2 assists. How do you see your performance really boosting the confidence for this team?
I think it's nice. I think it's important for us to have a guy behind the cage who can beat a pole.
State's head coach Nick Myers. Ainsley, take it away.
Coach, that second quarter of the game, you guys were able to score a lot more. Who are those generators on the field that are really able to keep the Titans defense moving?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it starts with what we're doing at the face-off X. We're winning face-offs.
And then I noticed Henry on the side. He was warming up in that second quarter. Should we expect a goalie change, or are you guys still deciding right now who is that starting goalie for the season?
Yeah. No, we got 2 goalies ready to go.
And then one of your 3 goal scorers today is Zach Snyder, coached by Dylan Sheridan, also your coach in the summer in the PLL. What skills have you seen in him that you're also being coached throughout this summer?
Yeah, Schneider's just a great off-ball finisher, obviously coming from Western Reserve Academy. And
last Saturday, the Buckeyes opened their season playing Utah, resulting in an upset, losing 13-19 against Utah. While it was just the first game into this season, it does make you wonder how the Buckeyes will handle adversity like this throughout the rest of the season. Every other Big Ten team dominated their opponents in their opening games, with a notable victory from Michigan winning 14-1. The expectation of this Buckeye team is really just to rely on their defense to propel them to victories, but last weekend we saw them struggle to block shots and to get ground balls. Today, Detroit Mercy is here and ready to compete. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Ainsley.
Zoe, 4 goals to open the season. How did it feel to start the season with a win?
It felt great. Honestly, we just have such a special group of girls.
And then beating a top 20 team to start the season, what type of message does this send to your opponents through the rest of the season about your strength and competitiveness for the entire team?
Well, that's one thing we've always wanted to focus on.
Louisville was able to attack the goal early, get those first 5 goals in the quarter. You guys have been able to capitalize on a similar situation, getting those first 2 goals. What does your offense need to continue doing just to pull off this first victory?
Yeah, I mean, I think confident with our stick work and ball movement.
As we're now a few games into the regular college lacrosse season, today's really the first time when both teams have been able to watch film on their opponent and make the necessary adjustments that they need to do to win this game. February is a busy month of play, and both Bellarmine and Ohio State are coming off of short rest and have a long week ahead. Today, the Buckeyes' focus lies in just maintaining and making smarter possession with the ball and really capitalizing on turnovers. If you watch Bellarmine play, you know they're still working on their transitions, and Ohio State is able to capitalize on this with fast breaks and scoring goals. Back to you guys. Something I've been loving this early in the season is how lacrosse teams nationwide are sharing the ball. These past few seasons, you saw teams that had one or two key veteran players that took advantage of those added COVID years really lead their teams in points, but this year is a new era of opportunity. Both Bellarmine and Ohio State had 10-plus players in their games on Saturday's score, which really just shows the depth of their roster and gives new opportunities to new players to score and showcase their skills. In today's game alone, all 5 of Ohio State's goals have been scored by different players. Back to you guys. Coach, just such a quick turnaround in days between games. What are the focal points in practice for you guys right now?
Preparing for our next opponent.
Thanks, guys. This season is an entire new era for the Denver women's lacrosse team. After last season, they graduated 7 of their 11 starters, giving new girls the opportunity to rise to leadership. This season, they spent the fall reworking their entire offense, leading it to a 7-man system compared to just relying on 1 to 2 goal scorers. We'll see girls like Lauren Black lead the offense, scoring goals. The Pioneers also brought in transfer Maddie Montgomery from William & Smith. Right now, these first few games of the season are going to be deciding whether she continues playing as a midi or in Coach Kelly's dream as a defender. Having played a few more games and having them under their belt, you can really see that it's been advantageous to Ohio State today to have learned their roster and really be able just to produce on the field. UVA has only played 3 games up until today, and it's clear they're still deciding who their main faceoff guy is to generate possessions. In the past, they were able to rely on Connor Schellenberger on attack really to just generate those points and lead the offense. But as Coach Tiffany just said at half, it's really been important to share the wealth and give a bunch of different guys scoring opportunities. As for Ohio State, their offense has been on fire in these past 15 minutes, and we really just need to see more from their midfield. Back to you guys. Coach, after that first half, you guys let in 1 goal early, but then were able to recover and score 3 goals, one of those being McKenna Webster's 100th point. How exciting was that to see, and what does it say about her skill?
Yeah,
And also, keys to success in this next half, you guys are up 3-1, but can be anyone's game. What are you guys going to be focusing on?
Yeah, quick start. I think when we pass the ball well, we get our speed going. I think that's helpful. And a little.
Coach, you guys were able to get that first goal up on the board. Not maybe the score you guys want at the moment, but how important was it for Cameron to get that first goal?
Yeah, I think it was great. I mean, we're happy we scored the first goal. We brought a lot of energy in the first quarter.
And then how are you guys going to continue on this momentum, and what's the top priority in this third quarter? Thanks, guys. It's crazy to think that it's already one of the last regular season field hockey games of the year. Central Michigan will be closing out their season this afternoon, while the Ohio State Buckeyes have 1 more game before heading into the Big Ten tournament on Thursday. Now, the reason to watch today's game is that the Buckeyes are honoring a dozen graduating seniors on the field today. Since the start of the 2020 season, the Buckeyes have won 51 games together. 4 of these women are earning their master's degrees this year from the College of Education and Human Ecology. It just goes to show how close the girls become on the field and off the field. Back to you. A cloudy evening in Columbus, Ohio cannot take away from the excitement in Jesse Owens Memorial Stadium as the #1 ranked Michigan State women's soccer team takes on Ohio State Buckeyes this evening. Both teams are coming off of tight Big Ten wins from this past Sunday, with Michigan State beating Penn State 1-0 and Ohio State taking a late victory over Northwestern 2-1. Michigan State is a team that loves to put up high scores on the board, with recent high-scoring victories over Nebraska, Maryland, and Queens. Yet in the past 7 matchups, neither team has scored more than a goal. We'll see tonight how both teams accept the challenge. Caitlin, you're one of the top 10 goal scorers in the country with 2 more of those added tonight. What does that mean to you and the rest of the team and motivate you guys throughout the rest of the season?
I think the stats just come with the preparation.
Throughout the entire game, what do you think some of the strengths were tonight?
I think just like our heart and not quitting no matter what, being down a goal 2 times in the game.
Definitely. And then lastly, speaking to your coach at halftime, she said a key to the game was just the excitement in the stadium. How does that impact you and the team on the field?
It makes a huge difference. I mean, we had a great audience, fans today. I mean, so many people came out to support. And
in just a few weeks, the 48-team NCAA tournament will begin on November 21st. Ohio State is currently first out of the 16 Division I teams, which will help decide their seeding in the tournament. The race to the Men's College Cup is determined by their strength of their schedule, their performance in the last 8 games of the season, and the strength of their competition. Back to you guys. And then you guys have had 12 different athletes score this season. Is there anyone that we should be out on the lookout for? Or like you said, just trusting the team altogether?
All of us. We're a very balanced team.
And David, when you scored that first goal, can you describe the moment to me? All of your teammates sprinted out on the field, tackled you to celebrate. What was that like?
It was just ecstatic. It was a long time coming.
And then for your freshman year, I've said you've had a pretty successful season so far, being voted in the top mid-season 25. How have you seen your role in the field develop so far this year? We are here in Value City Arena where the Ohio State Buckeyes host Niagara University in an exhibition men's hockey game. Although this game will not be counting on either of their official records, neither team is treating this any different than a regular season matchup. Niagara University is given the opportunity to test out new lines and get guys reps, while Ohio State gives the opportunity to debut fresh faces on the ice. College hockey is a long season start to finish, so it gives both teams the opportunity to compete and play against a new team for the first time this season. I spoke with Buckeyes head coach Steve Rollick following that first period. He was really excited about the amount of guys that were able to get time on the ice. The Buckeyes made a few mistakes during faceoffs, but they're able to fix them in these two upcoming periods. The Buckeyes scored one goal in that first period, and it was veteran Joe Dunlap. He's worked through a lot of injuries this past few seasons, so it was a great goal to get him confidence back on the ice. Back to you guys.